welcome to another edition of Author Ejamie Watches, a somewhat weekly show where I react to television shows and or movies. Sorry, let me just fix that a little bit. And hopefully entertain y'all. For this week, we are doing a movie reaction. I like to do these at least sort of like once a month, mixed in with like my TV reaction. Let me make sure that doesn't fall. And last didn't do one for August because for August I was sort of reactions were a little bit on hold because I was buckling down and finishing writing Blood Vows book 4, The Choice, which is Will's story. I was buckling down and finishing that. That is finished. We are now in edits. So I'm back to like my reaction videos, and I thought I would come to you this time with a movie reaction. We are, oh, and I also have on my Patreon, you will get the full, unedited reaction for this movie. And I have a tier on there now that if you want to sponsor that tier, you can recommend a movie to me for me to react to. If it is a movie that I have already seen, I will allow you to pick another one. Yeah, so if it's a movie that I've seen, or I might do it if it's a movie that I've seen, but I've not seen it in a while, so there would be things that like I wouldn't remember in it, so that might be a caveat too, like just that might be like a little addendum to that, but for the most part, if it's a movie I've seen, I'll let you pick another one. And, just, you get an extra shot. Yeah, so that's on my Patreon at patreon.com/author Ejamie Watches. The link will be in the description. With this preview clip, on my regular channel, we will do the preview clip where you can watch, hopefully if YouTube lets me, you can watch the heavily edited YouTube version, and I will put that in the preview clip, the link to that, and it would also have my Patreon link. So for the YouTube version, if you're subscribed to my YouTube reaction channel, hopefully you will get the edited version. And then because it doesn't have enough subscribers yet, so head on over there and subscribe. That would be great. Because it doesn't have enough yet, you will only get the link to the video. Like, it doesn't have its own URL yet. So let's hopefully get those numbers up and then it can get its own URL. So, what movie are we watching today? Today we are watching the epic Last of the Mohicans. I have never seen this movie. However, I have replayed the soundtrack over and over for years. It is one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. Every book that I have written has been, I love listening to movie soundtracks as a rule, and anything sort of instrumental, classical. I used to be able to listen sort of to like just normal music, and I still can, but I specifically like now, maybe because I'm getting older and concentration isn't what it used to be. Um, I like to listen to especially movie soundtracks. And this one has been in the background of many a novel. So, but I've never seen the movie. So today we're watching the movie. So let's read the back. Like I know like sort of like what it's about. I mean, I haven't been like living under a rock, but let's read the back blurb. An epic adventure and passionate romance, I'm in already, unfold against the panorama of a frontier wilderness ravaged by war. Academy Award winner Daniel Day-Lewis stars as Hawkeye, rugged frontiersman and adopted son of the Mohicans, and Madeline Stowe as Cora Monroe, aristocratic daughter of a proud British colonel. Their love, tested by fate, blazes amidst a brutal conflict between the British, the French, and their Native American allies that engulfs the majestic mountains and cathedral-like forests of colonial America. So very excited to get started on that. So let's just get right into it. And yeah, so this is The Last of the Mohicans, directed by who? Starring Daniel Day-Lewis, directed by... Do we not? Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out in the credits when the movie starts, because it's not telling me here. And this is the Director's Expanded Edition. So that's the one we're watching. So, Last of the Mohicans. Here we go. Well, that was a thing. Great movie. That was a lot of trauma to get in the last 10 minutes. Oh wow. I that was Sansa redeemed himself, y'all. Gotta say, props to Sansa. Just like Game of Thrones Sansa. She was a little in the beginning, but she grew and she got better, and I ended up loving her. I I'm sad we lost the brother. I'm sad we lost the sister. It's like I'm happy we did not lose the father. But oh, what a like I the sister like I got it, but I would like I don't like she had to know that they were coming. I mean, the brother came to like save her, so she had, part of me is like she should have waited to see how like it all played out because you know the brother came, so that meant Daniel Day-Lewis was coming too. But if she was just traumatized anyway. She was just traumatized and like she just lost the man that she loved. So I guess, but he would have wanted her to live. I guess she thought she didn't want to risk it. If like, I guess she thought that if the guy Magua killed the brother, chances are he would have killed Daniel Day-Lewis too, and she would have ended up having to be Magua's wife. Which, oh lord, that would have been just horrific. But like, this whole story just like goes to like it goes to show there's good and evil on both sides. And that's what people need to understand. Instead of just wanting to wipe out this race of people or wanting to wipe out that race of people. It's like, can we, not to go like all Rodney King, but can y'all just not get along? Just let people live their lives and not be trying to take from people and not be trying to kill this race of people and just not hate this race for like the sins of like what that race did, or like just like we're still here. We're still here. I mean, like freaking Russia and Ukraine, like freaking what's happening in Iran right now with that woman. Was she a journalist? I don't know if she was a journalist, but she got freaking murdered for like not. There's more to it than that, but for like not wearing her hijab and just like doesn't solve shit. And like you could argue that like yes, I live in a free country right now, and the United States is a free country right now because of war, because they fought in wars and that gained their freedom or whatever. But it's more complicated than I could even understand, than my little brain could even understand. But I, yeah, my takeaway is that there's good and bad on both sides. And so I like fighting wars because of what your ancestors did or what my ancestors did is being stupid. That is a hill that I will die on. It's different if I'm coming into your country now and trying to take over, or you're coming into my country now and trying to take over. But fighting wars and holding grievances because of what our ancestors did or what your ancestors did is fucking stupid. I, but yeah, great movie. I'm glad I finally watched it because again, that soundtrack, y'all, that beautiful soundtrack. I've been listening to it for years. Um, but yeah, like Daniel Day-Lewis, fantastic. Madeline Stowe, fantastic. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. And I will I will say this. She has she could have almost that same kind of expression that like Jennifer Connelly has and like Elizabeth Mitchell, Juliet from Lost, that she has like the same sort of like feet almost like kind of like features or like expression to her face. But the difference is Madeline Stowe uses her face to act. Again, Jennifer Connelly, Elizabeth Mitchell, beautiful women, and but it's just I don't feel anything when they act. Yeah. But Madeline Stowe, she has that same sort of like I can't explain it, but I know when I see it. It's sort of like that glass sort of face. But there's emotion in her face. She can project emotion in her face. Beautiful. Just love her. Love her so much. Um, the Sansa, the dude who played Duncan, he redeemed himself. What is there to say? He did a good job. Good job. I'm not sure who the actor is. I want to say that his face looks familiar, but I can't quite place where I've seen him before. Pete Postlethwaite, the priest from Romeo and Juliet, and a lot of other things, but that's where I know him from specifically. um, he was in this movie. He was a shit. Cora's father. He he was. Hmm, Webb's deal was a deal that he knew he had no intention of complying with. He knew. I don't remember what happened to John Cameron. They they were going back they were like deserting to go back to like save their you know save their land from the Indians who were attacking them. I don't like he went. Did we see him again? I don't remember seeing him again. Did we just he left, and like, Daniel Day-Lewis helped them escape, and then got arrested. Or yeah, but the father, he was going back on his word. I felt, which was still a shitty thing to do, but I felt he wasn't coming at it from a place of like evil, like, oh, I'm gonna like break my word uh to these landowners because uh because ha ha ha, I'm evil British person, blah blah blah. Like, no, the 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 reinforcements that he was hoping to get did not show up. So he was coming at it as at a, at it from a place of desperation, not evil. That was that's the vibe I got. It was still wrong, but I didn't hate him as much as I hated frickin' Webb and frickin' Magua. The two of them could just go like frickin' kill each other. I was surprised that it was the father that killed Magua and not Daniel Day-Lewis. I thought from like, and not, it was kind of like Arya killing the Night King. Game of Thrones spoiler, sorry if you haven't watched, but it ended a while ago. You had time. Like the whole build up of like, at least for me, this movie, and the whole build up of like Game of Thrones was that Daniel Day-Lewis, it was setting them up that he was gonna kill the evil villain dude, the villain of the piece. And like Game of Thrones was setting up that Jon Snow was gonna face off against the Night King and end up killing him. That's not what happened. Here, the father ended up killing Magua, and in Game of Thrones, Arya ended up killing the Night King. Interesting choices. I don't necessarily like. I was more okay with this than I was with Arya killing the Night King. Arya killing Night King, hella cool, hella cool. Such a cool scene, such a cool moment. Should have been Jon. Should have been Jon who killed the Night King. Here, I, I'm kind of okay with the fact that it was the father that killed Magua. I'm like cinematically and storytellingly, it would have, you know, been more of a cinematic sort of like movie formula way to have Daniel Day-Lewis kill Magua, but the father avenged his son, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm so glad the father lived. It's like, we lost so many people. Please leave them someone. Leave them someone. Yeah, but such a good movie. Such a good movie. So, um, again, I will have the preview clip up with the link to where you can watch the full unedited version on my Patreon, and the link to where you can watch the fully edited YouTube version on my YouTube channel. So make sure that you're subscribed to me here on my regular channel so you can get the preview clip, and make sure that you're subscribed to my reaction channel, my YouTube reaction channel, so we can get those numbers up, so it can get its own URL and spread the word about that one as well. And by all means, head on over to my Patreon if you want to support me there, where you will get full, unedited movie reactions and show reactions. We are reacting to, here on YouTube and Patreon, we are reacting to Outlander. We are reacting to Lost. We are reacting to Supernatural. We are reacting to various movies, and we are reacting to the Turkish drama that I am watching right now, Hershey's Chocolate Kisses. That is not the name of the show. I cannot pronounce the name of the show because I'm an ignorant Canadian girl, but it's Hercai. That's the Turkish drama that I'm reacting to over there right now. So, um, yep, if you want to see more movie reactions, by all means, subscribe and join me on Patreon and join me here on YouTube. So that is going to be it for this week's video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!